Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Gene Curl, and today I'm reading my mission journal that I kept when I was a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And today I'm just going to start off where I left off on my last episode. And we'll go from there. Wednesday, the 4th of February 2004. Mostly clear, fair wind, hot. It rained last night. This morning at 7, we had to take Elder S and Elder S to the shop, or rather we followed and gave them a ride home when they dropped off their car. We waited for them. While we waited for them, I was throwing caramel-covered popcorn to the pigeons, and when they got close, I tried to as many birds as I could. I tried to hit as many birds as I could with popcorn, and when I did, they did not fly away. They just fought each other to get it. Around 7:20, we got back to the pad for devotional. We picked up the car after district meeting. We had lunch at the pad. Today is my turn to drive. After lunch, we went to church. Elder S studied Tongan and I studied certification. We visited part member families, inactive members, and tracted, all without any noticeable success. We had dinner with a Tongan family, and they fed us sandwiches and gave us $12 to split. We visited a Makakilo and the elders quorum president for the Kailua Second Ward. The family is working on sharing the gospel with a couple of people. Thursday, the 5th day of February 2004. Mostly cloudy, it rained, windy and warm. We visited a few single names this morning, and then we tracked it in the rain from 11 to 12. At 9:30, Elder S did an area analysis with Elder S and Elder S. We did not catch many people home while tracking, and the few people we did catch were not interested. We had lunch at the pad. During lunch, I was trying to call the Mazda dealer for the air conditioning, and the upstairs neighbors had bad so-called music on very loud. If I had not been on my mission, I likely would have called the police on them, but I really should have more patience with people. I don't really know why, but I have not been in a good mood for a long time. I have been praying for patience, love, and happiness. And I made some goals today that I think will give me more love for people and will help me to be more focused. After lunch, Elder S did an area analysis with Elder D and Elder L. We tried to see the ward leaders for a while, and then we went tracting. I felt pretty strong about tracting Elihau Street, so we did. At almost the last house, we met a lady named Jamie, who has a daughter in Colorado who is a member. Jamie told us that she used to be an alcoholic but has been sober for 5 years. I think she said 5. She was very interested in what we have to say and wants to learn more. We had to cut the discussion a little short because she had to leave for her AA meeting. This was the most spiritual first discussion that I've had in a while. We visited part member families and a few active members, and then we went to Kalihi for dinner. They gave us Kentucky Fried Chicken to take. We met Brother F at the church at 1900 and visited the P family. Sister P is pretty cool and has the most wonderful disposition and cheerful attitude. The only bad thing about the visit is that the dumb dog tried to hump my leg all night. We were supposed to correlate with Brother C, but he thought it was too late, so we went home to study Tongan. Friday the 6th of February 2004. Mostly cloudy. Rained lightly a few times early in the day, and a few times it rained hard in the afternoon and evening. Fair wind, hot. Like always, there was zone planned, so I went with LOG in my area. I told him earlier that the next time we go on a team up in my area, I would take him on base, so we went on base. We visited Sunny to make sure that she was still able to go to Testaments tomorrow. And we visited the S family, a very inactive family. Sister S was having a very bad day, but cheered up after we talked to her. We also stopped by to check with Sister C to see who we have dinner with on Sunday. When I exchanged Elder G for Elder S at 12, we went to the pad for lunch. After lunch, we visited single names and part member families. We taught the Y family's son Mike the first discussion, and he seems pretty interested. After Mike, we followed up on some other people. At 17:30, we were supposed to meet some Tongan people at the McDonald's in Kailua Mall. But after waiting 20 minutes, we left and drove the Tongan branch president's house because he was supposed to go on the team up with us. The branch president's son made us a small kind food, and we called president, and he said he could not go with us. President's son teamed up with us. He had me take a lot of crazy turns tonight, and I had to back up to turn around probably 10 times. We taught Gabrielle and Chavez the third discussion and committed them to be baptized on the 21st of February, and we went to visit their parents who are members to see if the date is good. They said yes. Their other daughter, Kiki, is nowhere ready to be baptized. We got home a little late, but not late enough to have to call president. Saturday, the 7th of February, 2004. Mostly clear all day, but it rained heavy around 19:30 or so. Light wind, hot. We met the O family on base around 08:30. Sister O did not want to come. Brother O followed us to Sister C's house to drop off Sonny's kids and our car. The four of us rode in the O family's car. Sonny and Brother O made the ride to the PEC fun. Sonny almost cried during the testaments and said that she really likes it and should be in church tomorrow. So we went to the Polynesian Cultural Center to watch the testaments. On the way to the Polynesian Cultural Center, I saw Kia Hiloa W. from Waianae. She works as a greeter at the Polynesian Culture Center, and when I served in Waianae, I did not do a very good job of locking my heart and fell for her. And for a while, she was all I thought about, and I know that she likes me. The reason I left Waianae is because I asked President to transfer me because of her. I had almost forgot about her, but when I saw her, all the feelings came back, like when I served in her ward, and I wished I was not a missionary so I could marry her. I could not resist and walked over to say hello, and when I did, she excitedly said, "Elder Curl," and tried to hug me, and I almost succeeded, but although I wanted to hug her so bad it hurt, I quickly told her that I could not. I had Elder S take my picture with her and the O family, and I can hardly wait to get the roll of film developed. Although I was really excited to see her, I almost wished that I had not, because she is all I thought about all day long. After seeing her again, I think she is, if she is still single when I get through with my mission, I will come back to Hawaii as soon as I can. I was thinking that I did not want to come back to Hawaii, but now I am thinking hard about coming back. I really need to try hard to not think about her anymore until I am on the plane headed for the mainland. After Testaments, we went to the Temple Visitor Center, and I had a picture of me with Sonny and Brother O, and then Brother W taken in front of the statue of Christ. When we got back to Kailua, I tried hard to make sure that Sister C knew that we appreciated her keeping Sonny's kids today. I brought her a thank you card that I will give her tomorrow. We drove around for 30 minutes trying to find the Tongan branch mission leader, and when we went to teach Jim the third discussion, it went very well. Jim even volunteered by himself to quit drinking wine and said he is almost ready for baptism. We went to dinner with an inactive Tongan family, and after dinner, the husband was crying because he felt the Spirit and said he will be in church tomorrow. When we got back to Kailua, we bought Sonny a birthday card and Sister C a thank you card. And then we went back for Elder S to work on his district meeting. I'm pretty sure that when I get home, if I still don't think that there is a chance that I'll marry Heidi, that I will come back to Hawaii as soon as I can. If there is no hope for Heidi, then I don't have anything keeping me in Idaho, and I more than likely will come to Hawaii in the summer. That is, if Keahalua is still single and interested in me. I'm really grateful for the chance that I have to serve in my mission and share the gospel of Jesus Christ with others. I know that this gospel is true and that the Book of Mormon is truly the Word of God, translated by the prophet Joseph Smith. I know that Gordon B. Hinckley is a living prophet today. Most importantly, I know that Jesus is the Christ and the very Son of God, and that he died that we may live, and that he is alive and stands at the head of this church today. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Sunday, the 8th February, 2004. Mostly clear, hot, light wind. It rained last night. There was not really much contention in PEC this morning. Jim came to church today and enjoyed it. I had to teach the priest class preparing for a mission. While I taught the young men, Elder S stayed with Jim in Elders Quorum. After church, I asked Brother Ian what I would have to do to get a set of the serviceman edition of Scripture, so he gave them to me. In the Tongan sacrament meeting, Tracy, a young lady who was recently baptized 3 months ago or so, sat down very close beside me, so close in fact that she was touching me, so I asked if she could please move a little because I have not been that close to a girl in a long time and felt very uncomfortable. So she moved over. We taught a discussion at Sunday school time, and the young men's we turned it into a Book of Mormon read. After the Tongan branch, we had to go to Elder D's baptism so that Elder S could play the piano. We had dinner with Sister C, and I gave her the thank you card. I shared trying to do the job alone as a dinner message, and Sister C thought it was funny. We went to Kailua to visit Lisa, one of the Tongan leaders, but she was not there, so we talked with her non-member husband, and then as we drove home, we had companionship inventory. Monday, the 9th of February, 2004. Mostly clear, hot, mild wind. Although it was Elder S' day to drive, he asked me to drive because he was not feeling well. After laundry, all of us, except Elder S, cleaned their portion of the pad. I wrote letters to Mom, Elder, and Sister B, and then sent a birthday package and a homemade card. The gift in the package was a box of chocolate covered macadamia nuts. I dropped my film off this morning so that I could give Sunny her copy of the pictures from the Polynesian Cultural Center and the Visitor Center. Around 10:30, Elder S, Elder D, Elder P, Elder H, Elder S, and myself met a member from the Kailua 3rd Ward, Brother B. He took us to a hike to the Olamana Peak. It was a rough hike and took about 2 hours to get to the top, and a few parts were almost straight up. I was the first one to the top. When we all got to the top, we had a small kind lunch and took pictures. I was the first one back down to the bottom as well. Brother B told me that if I came back to Hawaii, he will take me bone fishing. He said he offers it to all the elders that comes to his ward, and they all say that they will visit, but none of them ever do. I told him that I am not making any promises, but not to be surprised if I am the first to come back. I plan on coming back to Hawaii the summer after my mission, and hopefully I can. Up on the peak was the first time that I had ever drank out of a coconut. Elder D brought 2 coconuts with him. We, Elder S and I, had dinner with the O family. Sister O is originally from St. Anthony, Idaho. After dinner, we visited Brother O, and we gave Sunny her copy of my pictures. Sunny's neighbor Hannah's, who we are trying to teach, needed a ride to Honolulu to pick up her rental car, so we called the T family and they gave her a ride. It worked out great. They all speak Spanish, so it is a lot easier for her. When we got home, Elder S and Elder S fixed our neighbor's dinner, hauled our table and chairs outside, and ate with them. It is not my call, but it looked a heck of a lot more like a double date than a teaching situation. Elder S was mad and talked to them about it when they came in at 2200. Yeah, because we had two of the elders had dinner with the neighbors, and the neighbors were single girls. And that's why I said it looked a lot more like a double date. And then my mission companion was the district president or district leader, and he was not happy about it either. So Tuesday, the 10th day of February 2004. Overcast most of the day, light rain, and a few times during the day I had heavy rain in the evening, light wind. Elder S and I went to Elder T's district meeting in Kaneohe on a request of the zone leaders. After that, we had lunch at the pad. Elder D and Elder L had lunch with us. Elder D came with me in my area today, and we mostly tried to see part member families. I gave Sister C and the T family chocolate-covered macadamia nuts for the help they have rendered. We were supposed to teach a Mexican lady on base, Sonny's friend, at 1700, but she was not there, and her husband told us that he was trying to find her. We visited a few more people on base, and then we visited a few people off base. We ate dinner at church with the Relief Society, and then we went on a team-up with Brother R. The last 30 minutes, Elder D and I had a hard time finding things to do, and we got home at 21:25. Even though I think about it sometimes, I know that it is pointless to think about who I would like to marry before I get home, because there is nothing that I can do about it until I am released. It is also not good to think about anything else too much except your mission, but not to think about it at all might not be wise. I know that I would like to come back to Hawaii after my mission, so I'm trying to save all I can for it. Coming back for a little while would be good for me, because I want to take a little time and have some fun after my mission before I make any major decisions in my life. The Lonez, the Mexican lady, called tonight to set up another appointment to teach her. When I was in the Waianae, Brother and Sister C told me about how he met her while on his mission. I asked the mission president for a transfer and married her after his mission, and without breaking any of the rules and not getting in too distracted because of her. I would like to come to see Kailoa after my mission and give it a chance to see what happens. I received a huge Valentine's card from my mother, and a letter from my grandmother, and a letter from my Bishop Wood, and a letter from John. Wednesday, the 11th of February, 2004. Cloudy, partly, light rain, wind, it's hot. Not a lot happened this morning. Elder S and I did a house and half of service by mowing Sister P's grass, and then we went to district meeting. We had lunch at the pad and then went to teach Henez the first discussion. It went well, and she wants to learn and is willing to read and pray. We gave her a Spanish Book of Mormon and study guide. We finished the M family, and then tracked it without much success. Most of the people we tracked it into were mean. One guy tried to convince us that the church is false by a bunch of anti-Mormon stuff, but he was nice about it. Oh well, I guess that all counts for wife points. After tracting, we tried to follow up on a few people, and then we went to see Brother S. He has a big testimony problems and goes to another church. Yet he has nothing against ours. We just asked too much of him. He also wanted to preach to us. We went to the church to eat dinner at the Valentine's activity, but when we got there, we felt terribly out of place and tried to leave, but Brother O grabbed us and introduced us to his non-member friends. We stayed about an hour, and we had a hard time catching people at home the rest of the night. We came home at 20:30 so Elder S could study Tongan. I have noticed that Elder S really likes to talk negative about people and thinks that he is hot stuff, but I can look it over and not pay too much attention to the negative comments about people and other things. Thursday, the 12th day of February 2004. Partly cloudy, hot, light wind. We tried to visit part-member families until 11, and then we tracked it until 12. We only got wife points, not investigators, and we did not teach anyone. When I talk about wife points, there's a thing on your mission. They said that the harder you work and the more difficulty you have on your mission, the more points you get towards getting a good wife, which is really stupid. We had lunch at the pad, and then Elder S had an area analysis with Elder D and Elder L. I received a letter from Brother B. It was the first letter from him since before Christmas. We visited a few single names, and then we tracked it for a while. We got on base and taught Sonny the fourth discussion. It went pretty well, and the only thing that Sonny had a problem with was giving up coffee. We rushed to Jamie's house to teach her, but she went and bagged us, so we got back on base. We had a dinner with the G family at 1800, and at 1900 we met Brother V and Brother O at Brother V's house. I went with Brother O, and we visited the O family to set up for dinner tomorrow, and also set up the time for Sonny to come over to watch Together Forever. We visited the L family, and they are a great family. Brother L is a new convert of about 4 months and has not had any of the after baptism lessons yet. The only reason they don't come to church much is because she is having a difficult pregnancy and is taking care of her, and he is taking care of her. We also visited the W family. Brother and Sister W is from Soda Springs, Idaho. Friday, the 13th of February 2004. Mostly clear, hot, light wind. First thing, we had zone plans, so I teamed up with Elder G in his area. We did not teach anyone. After zone plan, Elder S and I had lunch at a pad. After lunch, Elder S studied Tongan at the church. We tracked it for about an hour and taught one young lady named Nikita. We had dinner with the O family at 1700. Sister O cooked Haitian food, and it was very good. After dinner, Sonny came over, and we showed Together Forever. I think the O family needs to see it too. Sonny agreed to come to church. At first, she said that she would think about it, so I told her that I was not asking her to think about it, I was asking her to come, and she laughed and then agreed to come. We rushed to the church to meet the Tongan so we could teach Andre, but when we got there, there was choke howlies, so we went back to the pad and called it. Turns out the Tongan dance was held at another church, so we got there around 2000, but Tupe and his son Andre had not showed up yet, so we called him. Finally, at 21:05 or approximately, Andre showed up, and we taught him the third discussion. It is kind of a bad situation because he is getting baptized tomorrow at 11, and he still needs 3 discussions and a baptismal interview. We plan on teaching him tomorrow at 8 at the Stake Center. When we got home at 21:50, we had to call President and let Elder S call him since we did not head for home when I said we should. On the way home, Elder S wanted to speed, so I said, I have to ask you to slow down to the posted speed. I received a trunky letter from my mom and another from my sister Jane. Saturday, the 14th of February 2004. Mostly clear, hot, and light wind. I don't know if you can hear my cat outside the door meowing, but he really wants in. Anyhow, we went to the Stake Center at 8 to teach Andre the 4th and 5th and 6th discussions. Elder T and Elder G were supposed to unlock the church at 8, but after waiting 30 minutes for them, we decided to go to their pad and get them. I was in the ballpark, but could not remember which road they lived on, so I decided to drive back to the stake center. They showed up just about the time we did. Andre did not show up until after 10, and we rushed through the discussions so that Elder H could interview him. The baptism started 40 minutes late, but it went well. As soon as the baptism was over, we had to rush to get to Elder D and Elder L's baptism so that Elder S could play the piano. After the baptism, we came home to change out of our suits and to eat lunch at around 15:30. I had not eaten anything yet, and there was not much to eat, so I grabbed something at Taco Bell and ate it while we decided where to tract. We tracted Alamana Street for an hour, but did not have much luck. We followed up with a few people and then called Jim, and he told us to come over. When we came over, he fixed dinner and fed us, and then we taught him the fourth discussion. He had a lot of questions, but when we explained it to him, he agreed and no longer had concerns about it. I really feel that he is very interested now, and not for political reasons, but for spiritual reasons. This was the guy who was wanting to learn about the Mormons because he was running for a political office in a Mormon district. We had an appointment with Unbase to teach Hanez, Sonny's friend, and it took almost 30 minutes to get on because the new system is slow. But now that I am on the computer, it will be fast the next time I drive. When we followed up with Hanez, she had not read, so we read the introduction and 3 Nephi 11. I think that she will be a sole investigator in a little while because she wants to learn. We got home with just enough time where we did not have to call President Willis. All in all today, it was a pretty good day, even though I was a little worried about the baptism until after it was over. Sunday, the 15th of February, 2004. Mostly clear, hot, light wind. A few sprinkles after dark. Church was pretty good. Jim and Sonny came to church, and no one said anything crazy. Brother R gave a very good talk, and all of it was doctrinal. In the Tongan branch, I gave the missionary moment, and I got the spiritual thought in PEC for the Kailua second. In the sacrament, in the Sunday school block, we taught Gabriella the 5th and 6th discussions. After the block, Elder P and Elder H came, and Elder P interviewed Gabriella. Just after the Kailua second ward, PEC, Elder S was a jerk because I took up for the bishop on something instead of the zone leaders. But later he apologized and agreed that the bishop was right. After the Tongan branch, we had to go to the new Kailua chapel to give the spiritual thought at a child of record baptism for chastity. We felt prompted to leave right after we did our part, and on our way back to the pad, we happened across Gabriella's mom, who was lost, so she followed us to chapel. It was good that we caught her, because catching her, we were able to talk to her out of changing Gabriella's baptism date to March. We made a few visits, and then we went to the pad for dinner and companionship inventory. We met Elder T and Elder G at the stake center at 20:30, and Elder S and Elder T went to the Elder T's pad, and Elder G came with me back to Kailua. We talked for a little while, and then Blasted Goodman went to bed early. I am glad that I did not meet in the new church, because it smells just like the building that I met back home, and that would make me drunken. I think this will be the last day that I'll read. Tuesday, the 16th of February, 2004. Clear, hot, light wind. Elder S and Elder S carpooled with me to district meeting. The zone leader training was on Christ-like attributes and skills. They shared labor of love and asked us to see how many attributes or skills we could pick out. It was good. It helped me to remember that I have a lot to work on. At lunch, I got Elder S back, and we had lunch at the pad. My mother would not be pleased with the way I ate today. I had donuts for breakfast, donuts and ice cream for lunch, and pizza for dinner. We went to see Jim and showed him Finding Faith in Christ, and he had a few questions for us, but was satisfied with our answers. He's pretty solid. I want to commit him the next time that we teach him. I want to commit him for baptism the next time that we teach him. Well, that's it for this episode. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment down below, and I will do my best to answer your questions, either in the comments or in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.